today we're welcoming Lara, who's, some of you may see on your screen, some of you won't at the moment until we give her the full stage. And Lara's going to talk to us about gongs. Now, Lara's a very special lady. She was my toe twiddler, as I call it, for some time. She's a reflexologist, so she's got a whole list of skills in her skill bag. She's a reflexologist. She's a healer. She's also a yoga teacher and a sound healer, and I call her a gong master, because she not only plays the gongs, but she has made a gong for herself as well. So she's very experienced with gongs. It's a great honor to have us with us tonight. And we're going to be having a meditation, if you like, with gongs. And the whole point of that is we just allow the sound to wash through us and do whatever the sound, the intention of the gong vibration is. So I'm not going to do my usual full meditation. I'm just going to bring us in together and bring our energies in so that we can just relax and enjoy Lara's talk and the sound of her gongs. Because of Zoom, we aren't able to play the gongs live for you, which was a disappointment. We did try, but there's a bit of a problem getting the sound right with the Zoom platform. But we are going to hear gongs, and we're going to be able to ask questions of Lara about gongs as well. And then we'll have a discussion about the values of sound as a healer and changing our vibration and consciousness. So I'm going to just call our energies in just to get us all grounded and settled in, and then I'm going to pass over to Lara. So just drop your shoulders and relax. Okay. Just allow yourself to unwind. And I surround us with a golden light of energy, which I spin to create a light body around each one of us. And this light body filters the energies coming through so that only light energies, positive vibrations come through to you. And I call back to you your energy from wherever it's been focused, whatever worries, whatever concerns you may have had, whatever you've been thinking about in the future, or maybe pondering on the past. Bring it all back to you now, so all your energies focus back into your heart center. And just think for a moment and focus on your heart. Just maybe touch your heart center to bring all your attention there. And then we bring that beautiful energy of your heart down into the planet Earth, bringing it right through your lower chakras into the earth, connecting to Gaia, spirit of our planet, this beautiful mother energy. And you're grounded, you're stable, secure and strong. And with her energies coming up now, back up into your heart, you're bringing mother love, mother care, mother nurture into your body, into your mind, into your spirit. And allow your body to be filled with this energy, relaxing and healing wherever it's needed. Just letting your body relax. Just focusing on your heart for a moment. Just see the doors of your heart opening, because tonight is an opportunity for healing. We're going to allow the vibrations of the gongs, amazing energies they create, to heal whatever is needed to heal, whatever we need. So we're opening ourselves to the energy of sound, the energy of healing. Beautiful, beautiful, wonderful. Good. Bless you. So now I'm going to pass energy back into the room and back to join us. We're going to pass over to Lara now, who's going to unmute herself. Wonderful. And I'm going to hopefully put, now Lara, if you'd like to say something.
Good evening.
Good. Now you're on full screen and you're center stage, my darling.
Okay, let's fire away then. So I'm Laura. Thank you for the wonderful introduction, Anne. It's given me a lot to stand up to, I suppose. So yes, as Anne said, I'm a therapist, well, yoga teacher and therapist. So I've been working with Reiki for about 18 years now, a yoga teacher for over 10 and reflexologist. And I've been working with sound for the last probably 6 years as well. And they all complement each other. They all work very similarly, as in, they're working with energy. And it's all about moving the energy around through our body. So it's just in different ways. A reflexologist, somebody will work the soles of your feet for you, helping to bring your body back into balance and clearing any blocks in the flow of energy. Reiki does the same thing. Yoga will do the same thing, going in and out of the different postures and working with the breath. Again, will help move and shift the energy. And sound does exactly the same. So any blocks in the flow of energy, the sound and the vibration will release those as well. The great thing about sound, the way it works, is you don't actually have to do anything yourself apart from be in the space and in the room. So, some of you may have experienced Gong bus before, some of you may not. Some of you may have come across Himalayan singing bowls. So again, I've got, just show you my little one here. So you may have come across these sorts of things, and you can get these in various different sizes as well. And so that's what most of you may have come across before. And then behind me here, we've got a gong. So this is just one of the few that I have. I've got a bit of a family of gongs. So the way it works is that the sound and the vibration will move around you and through you. And you just have to be present in the space. And the gongs, the sound will also take you into, it switches your mindset. So it takes you from our left side of our brain into our right side, which is our more intuitive side. As well, and it changes your state of consciousness as well. So in our day-to-day, when we're just normally around, either working at home, doing different things, we're in this beta state. So you've got different states of consciousness. So you've got beta, alpha, theta, and delta. So beta is our very much awake state. And then you go down into delta, which is our very deep, deep, deep sleep state. And then in between, you've got alpha and beta states. So in our alpha states, we go into this sort of, it's a bit like when we sit and daydream, if you're gazing out the window or you're sitting somewhere, you sort of daydream along. If we go down into our beta state, we go more into our subconscious. And when that happens, we go into a more meditative state, but without having to put ourselves there, the sound will do that for us. And then the body reacts with its healing process in that state. And that's when it taps into our real sort of subconscious. And things that may have been stored back in there that we may have forgotten about, or we've sort of squirreled away, can be pulled forward. So hence memories, dreams, emotions, physical things can be brought forwards when we're in that different state there. So that's some of the things that the gongs do, and they can turn you into this very deep sleep state as well. And the great thing is, even if you go off into a very deep sleep state during a gong bath, because you're just actually present in the space, the gongs will still carry on and do their work, even if you're not conscious at all. So some people find that they end up frustrated, or can be frustrated, because particularly if it's the end of the day and it's a tiring day, and they go off into this deep sleep, they feel that they may have missed out on something, but by not listening to the sound. But the sound and the vibration does its thing. Sound moves through everything. Masses, sound and vibration will move through. And it works really well with us because we're made up of over 70% of water. Sound and vibration moves through water very easily. I don't know whether anybody's seen, sometimes you see these things on YouTube or different media platforms where there's a speaker, and on the speaker they maybe put water or sand, or I've seen it sometimes with paint, and they play sound through, and you can see the sand moving or the paint moving. It's almost like it's jumping, and it will form different patterns. So the sound from the gongs and the vibration, that's how it will work on us. So it sort of goes through the body, jumps everything around, gives it a shake up, and then hopefully afterwards we end up feeling really good. But if you Google or YouTube and have a look, and you can see those things happening. The sounds that the gongs make are all good sounds. Sometimes some people think the sounds might be quite dark or heavy, but the sounds are always good. There's nothing bad in the sounds at all. Sometimes you may have seen different things. I don't know, again, it's if you have a glass of water, there's I think if you YouTube again, just take a glass of water, and if you talk, shout aggressively, say nasty things, it changes it. Or the same with plants, you'll see them die. If you're talking positive, sending positive, talking positively to the water, talking positively to plants, you can see it grows, it flourishes. And the gong sound it works exactly the same on the body and on the water and plants. So if you ever come to a gong bath or listen to a gong bath, if there's anything that you would like to change, it will work on you. But you can have water there, the water gets charged. You can bring crystals along, crystals get charged. Some of the sessions where I've been working online at the moment rather than live sessions, if you've got animals or pets, pets love them as well, because animals are very intuitive, much more so than us, and feel the vibration very deeply. You might find when you listen shortly to the sound, if you've got any pets at home, you might find that they decide to come into the room at the same time as well. So actually, if has anybody who's actually been to a gong bath, if you just pop your hands up so I can see. I know Di, you're a regular. Lucy, Steve, Barbara, okay. So maybe, and Sana, yeah. So there's quite a few of you that go to sessions, so you know what happens, how you feel during a session. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the history of gongs and sound therapy, where it came from. It's been around for thousands of years, actually. Sorry, I just have a sip of water. So, yes, sound therapy, it's been around for thousands of years. It's the same as a lot of therapies. Yoga's been around for thousands of years, reflexology, acupuncture. So we're just going back to something that was already there, already known. it's really sort of come into the forefront probably over the last 10 years, I suppose, in the sort of Western world. We're more receptive, we're more conscious, and there's been more research into it. If anybody travels to Middle East, Far East, you'll see gongs outside the temples as well as bells. So they've been around for a long time and used. And you often, actually, when you go into the temples, you'll see people, usually the gongs that are hanging inside a temple, outside a temple, have usually a big mallet type stick that's hanging, so that you, as you enter, you strike, you can strike the gongs that are there. So it's not anything new to us. Some people may have come across the dinner gongs, that people had in their houses, the call to dinner. So it's sort of got used in different ways along. I think Pink Floyd had gongs in their on some of their records years ago. You may have come across it by seeing the on the films, the guy that stands there and he's got a huge, great big gong behind him with a mallet, and he's striking the gong there. So you may have come across them that way as well. But there's been, done so much more research into them now to find out how they actually really do work with us and the effects that they have. So they work right down on, some of the research now is right down onto a cellular level. So they really go deep. And with some things, if we go to a yoga class, we can still be in control of, in some respects, onto how we allow that to affect us. If it doesn't feel comfortable, we're moving through, we can feel shifts in the energy, things are bubbling up to the surface. We can actually stop, same as in a therapy or in a massage, and we don't have to go there if we don't want to. But with the sound and the vibration, it actually, where it filters through the body, rumbles through the body, we're not in any control, so we can't actually stop what it does, which is why it can work so deeply. I like to think that we're sort of like a pan of boiling potatoes. You have potatoes in the pan, you've got the lid on the top, and you turn the heat up. We get stressed or anxious, things like that. If you think about the pan lid starting to lift away as everything sort of bubbles up inside, and if we don't want that to happen, we can turn the temperature down on the cooker. We can keep the lid down on top of the pan and sort of keep it comfortable. But with the sound and the vibration, it works so deep, and it just brings everything up to the surface. So things that we may not have thought about, felt, or whatever, can be drawn up. So I can just show you up here. This is my lovely Venus gong. So this is, for those of you that come to my gong bath, or those that go to other gong baths may have come across a Venus gong before. So the gongs that I predominantly use, and you'll probably see around, sometimes there are Chinese wind gongs that you often see people using, or these ones which are called paiste. And most of the gongs that you will come across are handmade. These are particularly handmade. These are manufactured in Germany. There's a company, like I say, called paiste. Some of you might have known them from, they make cymbals originally, and then in the 80s they started to make gongs as the sound became popular and the use of sound therapy. They're all handmade, like I said. They're all handmade, like I say. They start life off like a very round, flat plate, and then they're heated, which gives them this blackened edge. And then from there, this is the good side of a gong. From the other side, they start to hammer. And I've got a little one here that I made. I went out to Germany a couple of years ago to make. So if you could see this rim, So they start off flat, they heat, like I say, this one's blackened, and likewise over here, around here, so you can see the rim. And then they start to hammer the gong. So they hammer from the back side. And if you can see, there's these indentations around here, which then gives it the rim. So this is the back side. So this is the other side is the side that we play. This is the side that the sound comes through. So you start hammering, and then it creates like a wave effect on, like, you know, like a quiche tin. So you end up with this wavy rim, and then you still keep on hammering all the way around till it comes flat. If you actually feel a gong, you'll still feel a little bit of a ripple on there, because you can't get them completely flat. They're made up of a mixture of copper and alloy. And like I say, when they're heated, you get this effect. Then to get the sound, they're then hammered in various different places. I don't know whether you can see the indentations and the hammer mark. So here, which will then start to create the different sounds. So the pasty gongs have got a particular range. They've got planet gongs, and then various other different gongs that they've developed over the years. And so each particular gong will have a sound. So like I say, this one up here is Venus. So all Venus gongs will sound the same. They will tune them, and each one will be tested to check the frequency and the note that they then produce. So there'll be a range for the gong to actually, from the sound to fit into, to try and get it as near as they can to each of the master gongs. Then on the other side, which is the side that we actually play, I'll show you this one. We'll get closer. Try not to get too much reflection of it. This one, you can see, has got a heart shape on it, and then we've got these. I don't know if you can see these. Can you see they're like scratchings and scrapings? This is just aesthetic. The sound is created from the other side with the hammerings. If you look on the big one behind me on Venus again here, so we've got again the scrapings. This is called the heart of the gong, this is the center of the gong. And normally in the center, in the heart of the gong, you don't actually play there. You play around this center. So normally, if you think of the bottom of the gong here as a smile, so somewhere, or a clock, so somewhere between 5 and 7 o'clock is normally where the gongs are played. You can play around the top as well. You tend to get brighter, sharper notes. Down here is usually where the sound that you would use. You can also play the gongs around the rims as well, again, which will give you different sounds as well to here and here. So to play the gongs, we have things called mallets. So depending on the size of your gong, depends on the mallet that you would use. This is for a 32-inch gong, which I use. This size is a good one for, like I say, creating the sound, for rimming around. And this one I would actually use to play around here on the gong. And then there's also something called, this wonderful thing is called a flumi, which you can draw across the gongs, which again will create a different sound, almost like that. You know, the whale sounds that you hear on some different CDs or things like that, you might hear. It will create a whale sound. So you can use different techniques, different mallets, different things to create or draw out different sounds from the gong. Like I say, on the movies, on the rank movies, you see the guy who stands there and he has a mallet in his hand and he does this great big wallop on the gong. The gongs themselves actually don't need much pressure to draw sound out from them. You can be quite gentle and very subtle to draw the sound out. There's no set pattern that, you know, like if you're playing the piano, you've got different notes, different keys that you'll use. With the gongs, there's no set pattern, no set way to play them. For me, I work intuitively. You know, when I'm in the space, in the room with people and the gongs, you know, I'll pick up on what's needed, which gongs are needed, and how the sound will work. But there's different techniques in playing the gongs that you can use, different techniques to draw the sound out and create the sort of different layers of sound. They will sometimes set their own patterns. Sometimes I can play, you know, I've had people come before for one-to-ones that have, say, a heart condition, and you'll often find that the gong will actually set itself into the rhythm of a heartbeat. So, like I say, that it will settle itself into a pattern. They settle themselves into a pattern with each other. When I go out to play with the gongs, or have people to come for sessions with me to play with the gongs, you know, I may have, say, 7 or 8 gongs actually hanging in the space ready to play, but they may not all want to play. You may find that 1 or 2 want to play, or it could be, you know, all 7 will want to play, depending on the person or the group, how it's working energetically. For me, when I play the gongs, I always find as well there's a huge influence by the planets. Most of the gongs that I play with are planet gongs, so they're connected to all the different planets: Mars, this is Venus, like I said, there's Mercury, there's Pluto, there's Saturn, Jupiter, so all of the gongs. So there are a range of gongs that connect to our different planets. As we've all got different star signs that we're born under, so you'll find that different gongs will work with you differently depending on your star sign. You'll find that some gongs really resonate with you and you feel really comfortable with them. Others you may find slightly more uncomfortable, more challenging. They're bringing things up within us that maybe that we need to resolve. As we know, the planets around us, they're, you know, things like Mercury going retrograde were affected by the moon. We've got the different moon phases and cycles. So the new moon, full moon, were very much affected by those, their emotions. So the gongs will do exactly the same thing. They'll bring up different challenges within us, the same as the planets do when they're moving around. So if anybody wants to know, or that comes to a gong bath, which gongs might be a good one for them, depending on your star sign, let me know and I can let you know. As well as the gongs working with different star signs, because they're connected to different planets, they also work with different chakras within our body as well. So the moon gongs will particularly work well with Cancer, which is a water sign. So they're connected with the different elements, and the moon gongs also work very well with our second chakra, so our Swadhisthana. So you'll find that the different gongs, when they're played, you may feel them in different areas of your body as they connect. Mercury, which is a lovely, great big gong, and I always take it out. It's a 32-inch gong, and that works with Virgos and Geminis, but it also works with our throat chakras and on our chest. So a lot of people, when that one's played, often feel a clearing. They start to cough, you know, during a session with that one. So, like I say, different people will feel the different gongs challenging or comfortable, depending on your star sign, depending what the planets are doing. You'll also feel them in different areas of your body. depending, sometimes if you've got a past injury or a current injury or past illness or current illness, you can often find that during the sessions that may be brought up to the surface again. So it's just moving the energy through those areas, and it will disperse. Some of the other things that happen during gong baths, you may coughing or sneezing, like I say, is a natural thing that happens. You may feel the vibration, you may feel tingling. Like I say, you can feel it in a different area in your body, depending what's going on with you presently. As well, excuse me, I'm just going to take more water. It's very warm this evening.
Yeah.
Very warm. So yes, like I say, you could feel various different things. Different, like I said, it connects to different planets, different star signs, different areas in our body, different chakras as well. And also each of the gongs, where they connect with the different chakras, also then connect with various different colors as well. We all know there's different colors that connect to our chakras, and the gongs will create that's not the right word, create. They will bring certain colors to the forefront as well. Sometimes if you're in a gong bath, you may find often people see colors. So it may be connecting with your third eye center, or as it's clearing and working through different areas, different chakras in your body, you might see those different colors like a kaleidoscope going through. So that's something else to work through. So let's have a look and see what else I haven't going to say. Okay, so it's said that the sound of the gong is also connects to the Om sound, so which is the first primordial sound that is said to have been created. So sometimes people do hear different, sometimes they hear the Om sound in a gong bath, or they might hear another sound that's where the sounds in train and the gongs in train and bring the sounds together. They may hear other different sounds, notes. Sometimes people hear bells or various different things as well coming from the gong sounds. So, okay. Some of the benefits of a gong bath, like I say, as well as relaxing and calming you and taking you to a different state of consciousness, they can help with things like arthritis or IBS. They can help with our mental well-being state as well as physical, and like I say, they can work on an emotional as well. So emotions that we may have been keeping subdued or suppressed, can be drawn up. So sometimes after a session, people can feel quite emotional, and then over the course of sort of 3 to 5 days afterwards, again, feel emotional from a gong bath, or just feeling a different. They work on things when we have a massage. If you have a massage before, that it works very deep, and afterwards, you feel the change and the difference. Like I say, sort of anywhere between 3 and 5 days afterwards. So the gongs do exactly the same thing, and it's good to keep really hydrated as well, because same as if you've had a massage or any other treatment, you need to flush any toxins that have been released and broken down out of your body. So drinking lots of fluid is very important as well, particularly at the moment where it's very hot. So if you do experience any sound or a gong bath as well, make sure you get your fluid in. Sometimes people, if they've had this sound session, I don't know if anybody else has experienced it before, if you've had, and sometimes after massage as well, you may find that you've got a headache the next day. If you've had a Gong bath before and you find that you've got a headache the next day, sometimes it really does feel like a hangover. That's because your body's really dehydrated, and so you need to drink plenty of fluid to keep the body topped up and get those toxins flushed out and rehydrate. There's another thing actually you could look up is on YouTube. Again, it will come up there. Or actually, if anybody wants to have a look, if you look on I've got my Facebook page is Lara Cockayne Gongs in Yoga. There's a brilliant video on there, and it shows actually what happens to your blood vessels, or what can happen to your blood vessels during a Gong bath. And it's really good. If you think about a glass of tonic water or lemonade, you see the bubbles bubbling up in there. So our blood vessels, blood cells in our body are bubbling away like that. And what happens is, just during every day today, the blood vessels through the day, stress or various different things, will start to, instead of being nice like a round bubble, they start to sort of squidge and become, misshaped. And then they can start to stick together and they're sort of bubbling in a mass. And there's a brilliant video that shows what happens to our blood cells after just 20 minutes. The blood cells actually start to separate away again from each other. They're lovely round circular bubble shapes, move away from each other, and they've actually got space moving between them. It's a brilliant one to really see and understand how the sound and the vibration can work. So do look that one up. It's a brilliant one. It's like I say, it's on my Facebook page, and I'm sure if you put it into YouTube, it will come up as well. And it just helps to show what happens to our body when the sound and the vibration starts to work. And if you think then that's sort of coming into our blood cells and going right the way down through the tissues and the mass of our body, right down to like our cells into our, they say even it can go right down into through the bones as well. So it's quite amazing how it works. So and put her, no, it's come back to me. Are we done?
Yeah, I think so. We want to,
okay.
We're going to appreciate some of the wonderful effects of your gongs now, Laura. That would be really cool.
Okay.
So I think perhaps we should ask questions if anybody's got any questions at this point. Let me see. I'll just.
Oh, there's some hands up.
Fine. If you unmute yourself, I'll let you unmute yourself. Steve, you wanted to speak?
Ladies first. I'll wait.
Oh, Trina.
Trina.
Yes, Trina.
I'm sure I am a lady, but I'll try my best.
I'm sure you are.
Would you think if you've got a particular part of you that needs healing, would it be beneficial to focus on that during the session, or do you just let go and just let whatever happens happens? Or what would you do?
You can do, Trina. You could, you can either just completely lay yourself open to it. If you're in a session and say, right, I'm just going to completely open myself up. And see what happens. Or if there is a specific area that you want to work on, whether it be physical or emotional, you can really think about that. I often say, I do say at the beginning of a Gong session, if there is a particular area that you want to work on, think about that during the session, and that will help as well. And also things like, if you go into a group session, the gongs will work with a broader group. If there's something you specifically want to work on, then one-to-ones are great, because you can, if you spoke about what it was that you wanted to work with, then the gongs can be tailored to work with you and what you're working with as well. And because if you're the only person in the room, that's it, you're getting everything. More people are in a space, they're working generically with everybody that's there as well.
Thank you very much.
That's okay.
Thank you, Steve.
That's okay.
To the gentleman.
Oh.
Come on, Steve.
Yeah, good evening.
Hi,
Well,
Steve.
several questions. Well, one, I was interested in how you work intuitionally with the gong, because it's like the gong teaches one where to go, and it's you don't have to sort, as you said, like learn to play the piano. You learn structure. This is, you just feel where to go next.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and that's what I feel, because it's the intelligence of it. And also, there's a few questions, but what I'm interested in with consciousness, as well as holistic healing, but holistically, because what I've sometimes experienced, I travel, I go somewhere, and I've been out there in the stars somewhere, and I'm observing it. It's like I've gone, but I haven't gone. It's like, and I think this is what the thousands of years ago, this is what certain part of their in their rituals or certain part of consciousness, which I think needs to be coming back again, because we are more than just this physical in our head. And I think the Gong is a very good faculty to help us to enhance. I've got other questions, but I'll pause for now. But
you can have a little discussion in your group about it too.
Okay,
I think we should have a bit of a taste now. I think we should have our gong bath. I think Lara suggested if you've got headphones to put them on.
Headphones or earphones,
Earphones, and also you could put your sound up, because I think that way you get a better intensity of sound. So, that's a good idea. Good. Everybody plugged in.
Everybody's plugged in.
And,
make it just nice
and I
and
do actually really believe that if you think, Trina, think knees, whatever part of you needs it, because once the sound hits you, then you're in control as well, to the extent that your intention will take it where it needs to go. So that would be wonderful. So now we'll see Lara again just now in action with the gongs, and we're going to hear the sound of the gongs. So just allow yourself to go into this. Is there anything else you want to say to people as they're going in now, Lara? This is about 25 minutes, isn't it? This is about 25 minutes of gong, and then we'll have our discussion after that.
So no, just be comfortable where you are. Just take a few sort of nice settling breaths, and sort of just breathe in through your nose. Maybe let out a nice sigh through your mouth, and just relax.
Okay.
And then just to be open to the sound, just allow the sound to work with you and through you, and enjoy.
Thank you, Lara. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. So just start to bring your attention back and bring your awareness back. So just start to bring some movement back into your body. Maybe wiggle your toes and your fingers, or have a stretch like you're waking up from a deep sleep. Or bring your knees into your chest, give yourself a nice hug and just have a little gentle roll from side to side. So just bring some awareness, some connection back to your body. Just start to feel your body again. And then when you feel ready, you can bring yourself to move, or spend a few more minutes just lying and relaxing and just enjoying the space, the stillness and the quietness. Maybe have a little sip of the water next to you, or a sip of tea. And just be conscious, just be aware over the next couple of days. So a Gong bath will break down, the sounds and the vibrations will break down any toxins into the body. So if you drink plenty of fluid over the coming days, just to help to flush any of those toxins through. So just be mindful, just be aware. So just enjoy the space, enjoy the quiet, and when you feel ready, in your own time, then you can move. So I often find after these sessions I feel a little snack is in order. So I always advocate chocolate or cake, and a nice cup of tea goes along with those. So maybe, and the process of eating is also a very good way to help you grounding. So fruit, nuts are also good things to eat to help you ground. And also by placing your feet firmly onto the earth, into some grass, if you're able to, or just outside. So I'm off for a nice cup of tea. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care, keep well, sending love and good vibrations to you all, and I look forward to sharing with you again. From me, goodbye.